Okay. It's Mickey Monday. What's up, guys? It's Mickey, and I'm back again on another Monday for another Mickey Monday video. And today's topic is going to be about the best time of everybody's life, high school, right? But I wanted to make this video today just because I know I have a lot of like little sisters and younger people who ask me for advice about high school, even like little cousins who are like in 8th grade or some who are already in high school who just need advice on like dealing with people and just the whole high school part of your life. And it's basically just going to be about my experience in high school, some things that I've learned, and some stories on how I learned those lessons. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is just the general people thing. Most people are not your friends, and that's something that you will learn throughout high school, but something you also need to know in advance, that everybody is not going to be your friend, but you will have associates. And what I mean by that is everybody shouldn't know your business. You shouldn't invite everybody over to your house, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't talk to a lot of people. Excuse me. It doesn't mean that you should not interact with people and you guys have the same hobby, like you guys can craft a skill together and things like that, but you need to know which people are for what. And once you kind of build that skill, a lot of things come easier, such as like dealing with drama, all that. If you're surrounded by the right people, you won't have to experience that, you won't have to go through that. And if you already have gone through that, that's a solution. Just finding out what people's real intentions are, who they are, what they're about. And once you're able to kind of like strain out all the bad negative energy, life will get a lot better. That brings us on to the more specific topic, which are boys. And I know as a high school girl, most of y'all, just like I was, like boys. Like it's part of living, you know, it's part of growing up, dating, all that fun stuff, having a boyfriend to go to like the movies with and all that. One thing you need to know though is that boys are dumb at this age. They're still dumb now, which is just a year later, but boys are just dumb. Like that's really all there is to it. They don't understand fully how to treat girls. They don't really understand the morals and values, and that's not their fault. Some boys may be more experienced because of how they were raised, but for the most part, boys are just not mature at this age. They're maturing more than they did in middle school, but they're not grown up. So you can't blame them necessarily, but you also have to realize that you cannot put your all into boys because they haven't matured. And neither, really in high school, you're not mature either, which is why you kind of just want to watch out for getting into deep relationships, getting into serious relationships. And I can tell you a personal experience of mine, which was a boy that I dated, I think majority of my senior year of high school, which turned out very crappy, but it just showed me that at the end of the day, putting your heart into things at such a young age is just going to get you hurt, because you guys both are young. You're still trying to figure out what life really is, and you don't really even understand what life is until you graduate, and that's when you start to, you know, get a feel of like what the real world is like. But you're growing up, you're finding out a little bit about who you are and all that, so you can't put your all into one person, and that is the mistake that I made, trying to just be in love for the first time. So I, you know, did things that I wouldn't do for most people just because it's somebody that I'm like, I care about. Like, I want to go 10,000 miles for you. Like, that will get you caught up. And especially if you put your feelings and your heart into the wrong person, like I did, they will take advantage of you. They'll use you for the simple fact that they know that, you know, you're caught up, you're attached, you're in love, and it will hurt a lot. And I still remember just feeling like crap, like, oh my gosh, my parents told me about this. They told me about not being in serious relationships in high school, and what did I do? I didn't listen. But then again, like, you're in high school. That's who you are as a teenager. You're typically rebellious against your parents because you don't think they know what they're talking about. But at the end of the day, parents talk from experience. And although you, like I am, you didn't experience a social media life. You don't know how this generation is. But history repeats itself. So even if it's not, oh, well, me and my boyfriend didn't FaceTime every day, they still have the same things. Boys still matured the same way as they did 30 years ago. So parents know what they're talking about, you know. But yeah, just boys, relationships, all that, just keep that on a chill mode, you know. Don't be so willing to just be in a serious relationship just to say you have a boyfriend, going out of your way just to please him. Don't do all that. Live your best life for you. Because at the end of the day, when you look back, just like I know that I am, and just like I am now, like, I look back at my senior year and I'm like, wow, like, I really devoted my time, my energy, all my happiness into one person. The majority of my whole, like, senior year, which is supposed to be, like, fun about you, your last year, like, you're about to be in college and all that, and I wasted it. And I wouldn't say I wasted it, but I could have used it in a better light. I used it and ended up getting a lesson out of it, but I wish I wouldn't have, you know, done that. And then the last big topic I want to talk about are teachers, okay? And in high school, I was not the best student, but I'm very smart. It wasn't that I was struggling because I couldn't understand things. It was I was struggling because I was too caught up in friends, I was too caught up in boys and all that. So my grades weren't exactly where they should have been, but a big help in that could have been my teachers. If I would have stayed in contact with my teachers, if I would have had a good relationship with my teachers, like I wish I did, it could have helped me a lot more. And teachers are really there to help you. Like, when they say I'm here, like, to help you, they really are. Like, talking to your friends about how you really want this A, how you really wish you could get extra credit, how you really wish you could do better in class and things like that isn't going to get you any hope. You tell your teacher that, and I promise you, your teacher is going to, even if they don't give you 100% help, they're going to try to help you at some point. And if they don't, then they shouldn't be teaching. But for 80%, I would say, of teachers are really there to get you a good grade. Like, they're not there to be like, oh, I'm really trying to fail this kid. Like, because what does that look like on their reputation? If you're out here just failing every other kid, it's going to get them fired, you know? So stay in good relationship, good terms with your teachers, because they are your GPA, basically. Like, as much as you work and you're doing all the hard work, they are there to give you that A. They're there to give you that 4.0 GPA. So make sure that you, even if you're not, you don't have to be a teacher's pet. That's not what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to kiss up to them with everything, but just showing that you're trying, keeping contact with them to let them know you're trying. If you need any help, always contact them. Like, that is going to help you in the long run. I promise you. Promise. The next thing is just kind of like this is just kind of about like what I miss, and it probably have to be the people, but not friendship wise, but just being around high school people. Because in high school, and you're trying to find yourself and you want to get out and be free, and being in high school is a great time to do that because you're not worrying about paying bills. In college, you have to, I mean, you're not really worrying about too much in college, but you're on your own at this point. You're still in a good spot to where you're still living at home. You don't have to pay for most things. Most times your parents are going to take you wherever or give you money with whatever you want to do. So I definitely do miss that freedom, but still being under my parents', not really authority, but just being a kid still. So like going to football games, going to house parties, I'll get to that. Going to house parties, going to just like hangouts and stuff. That was always so fun as a high school student. And I think really when I get to college, when I start this fall, it's going to be similar, and that's what I'm really looking forward to in college, is just being around people because I'm a people person anyway. House parties. One thing I want to talk to you guys about with that is that house parties are fun. Well, they can be fun, and they can also be very dangerous. And when I say that, I mean you, as a high schooler, I really don't encourage drinking. I don't encourage drugs. I don't encourage any of that. But if that is what you want to do, like, I can't control your life. But one thing I do want to say about it is be careful who you take drugs from. Be careful who you take alcohol from. All that. And again, I don't encourage it, but I mean, things like weed or like just mixed drinks or whatever, a lot of people do it. So, you know, I can't stop you from doing that. But if you are doing it, please, please, please be careful, because I know you never know what is in your drink. You never know what is in the strain of weed that you're trying. And even I definitely would tell you, do not take anything hardcore. But things, again, just simple as weed, you never know what's in that. And of course, oh, like I copped from my friend over here, but you don't know where he got it from, and you don't know where he got it from, and before that, if something was sprinkled on top of it, like, you never know. And that's why it's so important to know what you have in your drink or what you're smoking. But I mean, that's basically it. As far as parties, you also want to be careful of whose party it is, what type of people they hang around, because I've also been in situations where guns are pulled or people get in fights and the cops are called, and then you wanted to be underage and drinking, and now you're drunk and cops are over here because somebody's in a fight. Now you're arrested and you have like underage drinking on your record. Like, it's just not worth it, honestly. And I mean, other than that, I think that parties, I don't think they're bad. I think it's fun to go to parties. I think it's good to go to parties and just get out, be out with your friends, you know, dance to some good music, all that. But you definitely have to be careful about your surroundings and again, what you're taking in your body. Something that I think I would do different in high school, though, would probably be, it'd probably have to be who I associated myself with, and definitely relationships and boys. I wish I would have stayed away from boys. I wish I would have understood that school is still what's gonna get me far, because with or without a boyfriend, my GPA is still there. Like, you gotta understand that. Like, although, again, it's not bad to have a boyfriend. It's cool. Like, you guys can do whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to know how to prioritize your life correctly. And if I would have really, like, I heard it all, but again, I was a rebellious kid. So it was kind of like, yeah, I hear you, but just because y'all are just throwing it at me, I don't want to do it. Like, that type of thing. But if I really would have just understood that it was for the best, like, it was really going to get me to a different place in my life, I definitely would have listened, and I definitely would have took that advice and handled it better in life. Now, I mean, it's not, I still graduated on time, I still was able to walk, all that other stuff. My life wasn't that bad. I wasn't failing anything, but I could have just been doing a lot better than I was. So I think that about wraps it up. If you guys have any other topics that you want me to talk about, any other advice, or just questions that you feel like you want to ask, feel free to drop those below. And I think I'm going to start doing topic videos like this, because I really want to be able to help people and do little advice columns to help people who are in need or need to be enlightened. Or, again, any challenges, tags, songs. I'm also doing, I'm going to start doing dance videos on here again. Well, not again, but this channel, I'm going to start doing dance videos. So you guys also comment any song suggestions you want me to dance to, or if you have any suggestions on short film ideas, or if you are interested in being an actress or an actor for any of my short films, let me know below. Again, I know I'm ranting, I'm talking too much, but that's it, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I love you guys. YL is out.